welcome to another drawing tutorial. As usual, all you'll need is some paper, pencil, sketching pencils, mechanical pencil, number 2 are all fine. You'll need an eraser, either at the end of your pencil or a separate eraser, and a pencil sharpener if you don't have a mechanical pencil. So today we're going to be learning about light and shadow. We're going to be turning 2D shapes into more dynamic 3D shapes and learning about the path of light and how it affects the surfaces. So first you need to determine where your light is coming from. Let's say it's your upper left here. The shadow is going to be facing away from the light, with the darkest at the edge, and then you're going to get lighter as you come in, until finally you have your little shine spot highlight. You can blend this with your finger, with the blending stump if you have one. If you lose your highlight, you can always use your eraser to get it back in there. So now that looks less like a circle and more like a ball. Let's do the same thing for our cube here. Light's coming from this direction, so the darkest side is going to be the furthest away from the light source. The lightest side is going to be the side closest to it. And then a medium for the one that's facing away, but not entirely. Let's do the upper right for the cone. So the side facing away is going to be the darkest. Then medium, and lighter, and our highlight. Blend that in, and now this looks more 3D and less like a triangle. You can take your eraser, sure up your shape if you need to. We can apply these principles to more complex shapes. Like we can go back to our face that we did a couple of lessons ago. It's kind of flat right now. So let's imagine that the light is coming from up here. Sometimes you can even draw it, just to have a nice reference. So the heavier shadows are going to be here, underneath the hair. Underneath the eyebrows, and the eyelids. This ear isn't going to see any light. Got this jawline. It's not going to see very much light. This other ear isn't really going to see much light either. This side of the nose is going to have more shadow than this side. This corner of the eye. Do little shadows around the nose. And we can blend those in. We're also going to have some cheekbones here that are going to have a little bit of shadow just to give the face some shape. And then our cheeks here are going to be our highlights. We have cheeks, a little bit on the nose, if you colored your lips, color, it's more of a value. Be some highlights on the lips. So now we've turned a very flat face into more of a three-dimensional, more dynamic face. It's by using light and shadow. You can also convey texture using light and shadow. The texture of our hair is going to be much different than the texture of the skin on the face. So when you do your shadows, your highlights will be up here, closest to the light. Your shadows are going to be long and stringy, because that's what hair looks like. Think about the direction that the hair is going, because our head is round. It's not flat. A little bit of highlights on the top here. Do the same for this side. My eraser to put in some highlights. And there you have it. It's more of a hair texture. Well, I hope you learned something today about making your drawings a little bit more dynamic using light and shadow. Thank you for drawing with me, and happy drawing.